I think the question of what to do with WHO's authorities is a really tricky one. Typically, member states do not want to create, an unaccountable multilateral body with a lot of authority over them. And just as a practical matter, you could put something down on paper, but it's hard to envision how WHO would actually enforce that or would be able to meaningfully compel member states to do something different. So I think where WHO has ended up over the years is where most multilateral organizations end up, which is that they have to work through consensus and they have to work through consent. And so, they set policy by trying to find the broadest consensus amongst their member states, and they work with individual member states through those states on consent. Um, at the end of the day, WHO, like any multilateral institution, is a collection of people based in Geneva and in their regional offices around the world whose power comes from the degree of cooperation they can induce from their member states. And um, I think there are ways that that could be sharpened and made stronger, but ultimately it depends on what the member states agree on. And if you know China and the U.S. are not willing to be more transparent to each other, uh, then it's going to be hard to get them to be more transparent towards WHO. And I think that's the tricky angle here. Is it's not ultimately just about putting some authority on paper to say the director general can do X, Y, or Z. It's also about thinking through the steps of why would a member state then actually choose to comply with that? Why is it in their interest to comply with that, and how is that enforced?